Hey everybody, I'm Joe McCall. How you doing? I'm with my good buddy Gavin Timms. Gavin, how are you?
Yeah, great, Joe. How you doing?
Awesome. Listen, if you don't know who I am, let me just tell you real quickly, mercifully brief introduction. I'm the creator of the Real Estate Investing Mastery podcast and the Wholesaling Lease Options course. I started investing full time in 2009. Started my podcast in 2011. Done over 630 something episodes to date. Over 3 million downloads. It's pretty awesome. It's fun. I love doing it. I've helped coach people from literally all over the world. And Gavin, who was one of those guys from England when I started working with him, he now works with me in our coaching business. And Gavin, why don't you introduce yourself real quick to folks?
Yeah, hey guys, how you doing? So my name's Gavin Timms, from the UK, if you couldn't tell. Currently living in Phoenix as we speak. Got into the business in 2013. I was a golf pro from England, moved out to the United States. Had no real estate background. It wasn't in the family. Found this opportunity with Joe and another coach from England where I could work from a phone and a laptop, doing deals virtually. And that's kind of what the spark was for me. You know, living in the United States, I do not want a job that gives me 5 days vacation. That does not work. So this was a great opportunity, and I'm so thankful to be here.
So one of the reasons why I love this, we're going to be talking about automated wholesaling, okay? And one of the reasons why I love this business is because you can do deals virtually, literally and virtually from anywhere in the world, which Gavin and I have done. When I first went to Europe for 2.5 months, let's see, it was 5 or 6 years ago, 6 years ago. And then later, a couple years later, we went on a 3-month RV trip around the northwestern corner of the United States. And then a couple years after that, we went back to Europe for 3 months. And all those 3 trips, we did deals in the United States in multiple markets. And so I'm really passionate, and I believe in this business because there's a lot of people out there that would love to travel and see the world. Maybe they're missionaries. Maybe they're just wanting to travel and see the world. But they can do real estate in the United States. You don't have to see the house. You don't have to even talk to sellers. You don't have to have buyers. You can negotiate and do these deals virtually from anywhere in the world. And the coolest thing about the way we've done it is we've set it up where you could literally have someone else do everything. So in my automated wholesaling business, I have an assistant that sends out the marketing, a virtual assistant that pre-screens the leads, and then I partner with local wholesalers in different markets, and we wholesale deals. So it's an exciting business. It's an exciting time. I mean, never has there been easier technology and tools that makes it available, that's available to us to run this business virtually around the world. So anyway, we're going to keep this video really short. We wanted to tell you about this case study that we have coming up here. And also, Gavin's going to talk about some deals that we've been doing from Phoenix in Alabama. I got that right. I kept on saying Georgia for some reason, but we've been doing some deals recently in Alabama from Phoenix. And we're going to talk about one of these deals. And we're going to give you the details of how he got it under contract, how he flipped it, how much money did we make, and all of that. But just real quick, we're doing an 8-week case study that starts, as we're recording this, it starts next week. And it's going to be 8 weeks where we release a video or module, and then we follow that up a few days later with a coaching call. And so we're looking for a small group of people that we can work with. We're looking for case study testimonials. We're looking for fast implementers. And so if you want something that you can start implementing on a week-by-week basis, we're not going to overwhelm you with tons of information, but you're going to learn a little bit at a time and then implement it, and then get on the group coaching call with us, and we'll help you as you go. And the more you implement, the more we're going to help you one-on-one, okay? So I'm excited about this case study. It happens real soon here. So, but we're going to talk with you real quick. We're going to give you an example of one of these automated wholesaling deals. And this is a real deal. Gavin, in the last couple months, how many deals have we flipped in Alabama?
Closing in the last few months has been 14, and we've got 5 more in closing that's scheduled to close. Buyers in, everything's in.
Oh, and this is something else I forgot to mention. How much direct mail did we do for those deals, Gavin?
0.
No direct mail. So I first created automated wholesaling while I was in Prague, and I updated it about a year ago, and we're updating it now again. but I'm adding some things in there. And one of the things that we're adding into the case study now is how you can do deals without any direct mail. Okay. So Gavin, let's talk about this one deal. We made about $11,000 on it, right?
Yep.
Can you give us the details?
Yeah, absolutely. So this deal, guys, cold calling is obviously where I personally feel it is now. That's what I am passionate about. The cost per lead is way down, but it's also having the right team in place.
But by the way, you're not making the initial cold calls either, are you?
No, absolutely not. So this particular deal came in from a VA that was on the dialer. So it was pre-screened by the VA. It got inputted on the I'll give you the date, on the 14th of April. Okay, the 14th of April comes into the CRM, alerts the wholesaler on the ground. She called. Eventually, after a couple of days, we did get her on the phone. On the 20th, on the 19th, we spoke. On the 20th, we got the contract on the property.
So that's 6 days. 6 days later.
Yeah, 6 days later, we had the contract. As soon as we got the contract, we'd already gone in and got pictures. We got it under contract. Within 2 hours, we had a buyer in line for $11,000. Okay, so we got it under at $22,500, and we sold it at $33,500.
Awesome. All right, so talk about what kind of house was this? Was this a small little rental that we eventually sold to a landlord? Yes,
that's correct. So this one is not in. I mean, it's in an okay area. There was actually a great comp down the street. There wasn't a tons of comps for this property. There was one that sold at $95,000, literally about 3 doors down, and it was slightly smaller, which helped. That's why we moved it, so fast. But yeah, someone would be doing a buy and hold on it, or with them numbers, it did work as a fix and flip. But this particular deal was actually had been going through probate, and we actually got on the phone with the seller. We did have some title problems that we had to work through, but we'd already got the contract at that point. So it did take about 3 weeks for us to close while we were ironing out the title work. But again, the beauty thing is that, from my standpoint, the wholesaler and the rest of the team were dealing and navigating that through.
Nice.
Which is awesome.
So did you go see the house, Gavin? Because where are you right now?
So I'm in Phoenix, and I've never been to Alabama.
Okay. I've driven through Alabama, and I've been to Birmingham a couple times. It's a beautiful state. But I want to ask you, Gavin, why can't you just do deals in Phoenix?
Well, you can, right? But the thing is that the cost per lead. Everyone says, like, people from California and Phoenix and New York, you can do deals here. I know people making a lot of money doing deals here, but they're also spending a lot of money on either direct mail or marketing or Google ads, whatever, pay-per-click, which is good. But if you've not got a lot of money, you can go virtually. If I'm not seeing a house, right, my model is I do not go to the house. So why do it in somewhere that's going to take me way more money? Yes, the deal sizes are bigger, but I can turn a lot more, and they all add up.
Yeah.
So as soon as you get your head around, I am not going to the property, you are then not tied to that state or to your backyard.
Well, this is so important because, I've been teaching real estate for 7 years now. And some of the biggest testimonials, the most frequent and the biggest testimonials I get are from virtual wholesaling students who are doing wholesaling. Lease options are good. I've been doing them since I got started, since before I quit my job. But the wholesaling deals where you flip a deal to a cash buyer are huge. But we've seen a shift over the last few years where the big, expensive, competitive markets have gotten really, really difficult to do deals in. But it seems to me, correct me if I'm wrong, it seems to me like the smaller markets in the smaller states are still wide open for investors like you and me to go in there and start doing deals, right? So in a small market in some of these towns in Alabama, the inventory is still low and the demand is still high, right? And so you can get really good deals, and we're selling these deals to investors from California, from Texas, from New York and Utah, all over the country. So this is an exciting time because while the market may be hot and competitive where you live, and you may think there's no way anybody can do deals here, it's impossible. that may or may not be true, but the point is everybody's ignoring the small towns. And there's still a huge, huge opportunity in these small towns, right? Can you elaborate on that a little bit, Gavin?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, you're definitely right. I mean, I sit in one of the hottest markets as we speak in the United States, not just for, you know, investors trying to buy, but, you know, we have all the gurus here. We have loads of coaches here. We have loads of people trying to do wholesaling here. And I'm not scared of, you know, competition, but if I can go and bearing in mind, I have a VA 2 hours a day, 5 days a week that only works these leads for the deals that we have done. Okay, which is important to understand that we're not just trying to flood in loads of leads, because it's also the follow-up that is important to get these.
Yeah,
so the example, you know, the example that I gave you was a smooth one, right? And I've got tons more examples where we've had to, you know, follow up over 2 months. And the team, I've got to give it, you know, Melissa a shout out that's on the ground. She's unbelievable. She's unbelievable. She understands the business. She understands the importance of follow-up. I mean, I looked through the records, and I've left a voicemail. I call back tonight. I've sent a text. I do it again tomorrow. I do it again the next day. And then the seller says, hey, sorry, I've been busy, just getting back to you. And the connection is back. But most people will just stop and don't do that. And if you're going to make 10, 15, 5, whatever thousand, and you were guaranteed, everyone would do it. Well, that guarantee that people look for is not always there. But if you follow the right steps, then that's what you're going to get.
So critical. So let's dive into a little more details about this. You didn't go see the house. You had a virtual assistant do some telemarketing. We get these leads for super cheap. And by the way, in the case study, guys, we're going to lay everything out and show you exactly what we're doing. We're just giving you a little touch of it right now. So the virtual assistant from the Philippines, right, makes the initial calls, finds a few leads, and then sends them to you or to the local wholesaler. What happens next?
Yeah, it goes into the CRM. Okay, and then Melissa that's on the ground, she gets the lead, looks at it, and then makes the call from there. And we have, and here's the thing, like, we're more excited about what's on follow-up than what's coming in, right? Your direct mail leads, when they come in, you're on the phone and you've got to get on it. And, you know, that's kind of the fastest way potentially to a deal, because they're calling you. But in this, you're reaching out to someone that has no idea you're going to reach out to them. So in that, the follow-up is so critical. We have 116 or maybe 120 now on follow-up. Okay, and we're excited, and that's even from February. We're excited to see what's coming in that we're going to get eventually, you know, from that.
Follow-up is the best list that you could ever get your hands on.
Oh, absolutely. And Melissa, you know, and it was funny because Melissa had done deals. She actually quit a job within 3 months. She was in our coaching program. Yeah. She quit a job within 3 months. You know, doing a great job, doing a lot of direct mail. And, you know, since we've moved and we went to cold calling, she's like, I don't know if this is going to work. And I said, look, just trust me. Just give me just a few weeks, like, just be patient. And once we get this rolling, well, I don't know. I said, all right, I'll trust you. You know, let's do it. And we did. And I think from the first calls at the start of February, we closed the first one in 5 weeks. And then from there, it's just been just turning them.
So there is a little cost in skip tracing, getting phone numbers, pulling the lists and stuff like that. But when you compare it to the cost per lead from something like direct mail or pay-per-click, there's no comparison at all. It's super easy. It's very affordable. So let me just tell you, how I came up with automated wholesaling. One of the first courses I bought was called Virtual Wholesaling, and it's a phenomenal course. It teaches you how to wholesale deals virtually, but you still have to be the one to talk to the seller. You still have to negotiate over the phone. You still have to find buyers, negotiate with buyers, try to coordinate everything, and it can still be a lot of work. When I created automated wholesaling while I was in Prague, I wanted something. I looked at all of the steps, because we were wholesaling about 3 or 4 deals a week at the time when I was living in St. Louis. I had an acquisitions manager, but we were doing a lot of deals, but man, I was working extremely hard. I still had to be the one to put out the fires and answer the questions and lend the money use my money to close the deals and go to the title companies and try to find the buyers. It was a huge hassle. So I wrote down all of the steps on how to wholesale a deal, and I said, how can I do none of it? How can I do none of it? And then it dawned on me, you know what? There's a lot of other wholesalers here that are doing deals already. They already have the money. They already have the buyers. They're good at negotiating. And in fact, they're better than I am at negotiating. Why not partner with them and do deals together? I have the systems. I have the marketing power. I can get leads. In fact, some of our coaching students, Gavin, the biggest complaint we get is I have too many leads. I'm overwhelmed. That's the God's honest truth. So this is really, really important. This is an important time right now in this market. I'm not a market predictor. I don't have a crystal ball, but I predict over the next several years, we're still going to see a steady rise in real estate values and competition. If not a rise, at least a plateau. It's not going down like we've seen before anytime soon. So it's really important that you stay in tune with the new market trends, what's going on new in the real estate investing world. And if you have any interest at all on how to do wholesaling and how to learn how to do it the automated way, not virtually, but virtually and automated, then you need to be a part of this case study. We're going to be talking about mainly traditional wholesaling, but I'm also going to be talking about lease options, and I'm also going to be talking about how we're flipping land deals, vacant land deals right now in Colorado and in Oregon. And of course, those are thousands of miles away. And do you think we go look at a 5-acre lot in the middle of nowhere, Colorado? No. We find other people to do that for us. We go hire someone from Craigslist to take pictures, or we hire somebody from Craigslist to take a drone and shoot some video if we wanted to. So we live in an age right now with just all you need is a laptop, and you can do deals virtually from anywhere in the world. I'm excited about this case study. Gavin, anything you want to say before we wrap this up?
Yeah, I just, like you said, I mean, there's certain things in this business that need to be done, right? You have 8 steps that have to be done. And if the biggest thing that you need to get your head around when you do this with automation, delegation, is that if you're not going to do it, someone's got to do it. The biggest thing the investors do is they say, well, I can't do it. I don't want to do it, but no one else is doing it. So the whole thing just falls apart. Okay. And the good thing is once, you learn on the job, the people that you're working with, like we have changed in a matter of months. Like Melissa being on the phone, she's unbelievable. So she was going out and taking pictures and doing this. And I thought, we spoke, I thought we could get way more deals if you didn't do that. So why don't we find someone for you that could go and do that? So we've got another guy now that's actually moving it, dealing with the buyers. So she's just solely focusing on contracts. And we've really just, exploded. And that's the beauty thing. That's what we're going to be teaching. You're actually going to be seeing, the team that we have, even, Melissa, she's going to be coming on to some of our calls with us. And she's going to be saying from her side what she does. So we're going to basically pull back the curtain and show you everything.
Yeah, this is cool. I'm so excited about this. There's 3 keys to success in this business: marketing, automation, and delegation. All right, that's going to be the primary focus of this. We're going to spend all this time, most of our time, on studying the marketing that's working today, getting tons of leads, more than you can handle, without doing anything with direct mail. Automation and the systems that can automate your stuff for you so you can get everything done for you in spite of you. That's our mantra, right? And then delegation. Whatever you can't automate, you got to delegate it out. So if this seems overwhelming to you, if this business is like, man, how could I ever do a deal? I'm working my full-time job. I don't want to lose my nights and weekends. I want to travel the world. I want to finally experience freedom. Then you need to be a part of this case study because we're going to lay it all out. Okay, this is something that I've been doing personally since 2010, where I've been doing deals virtually without seeing these homes, without talking to sellers. So I just want to share this stuff with you. It's exciting. So if you're listening to this right now on Facebook or on podcast or YouTube or whatever, go to automatedwholesaling.com, automatedwholesaling.com to get some more details about this case study. It starts as we're recording this next week, and it's going to be jam-packed. We're going to be releasing modules, 8 of them, one at a time. All right. And then a few days later, we're going to have a coaching call where you can implement what you learn in that first module. Okay, it's not overwhelming. We keep it super simple. And then you can ask questions on the call later where we will help you if you get stuck or if you get questions. And so the more you implement, the more we're going to be willing to help you. This is part of the reason why we're doing this as a case study, because we're looking for testimonials and people that we can use as we grow and expand this. Okay, so thanks a lot, everybody. Again, go to automatedwholesaling.com, automatedwholesaling.com. and we will see you in the case study. See you guys later. Thanks, Gavin.
Thanks, Joe. Thanks, guys.